What's up everybody, and welcome back to Boat Restoration by Ben. On today's video, I would like to officially introduce you to my new boat. This is the Foreplay. It's a 1985 Chris Craft 312 Stinger, and due to my lack of discretion, my impulsities, my obsession with old, gross, nasty boats, I bought it. I'm sure you guys will be sad to see her gone.
It's been there a long I've been moving out of that side of the lake for the better part of 15 years now, and I've never seen it move.
That's incredible.
Never once.
18 years?
Better part of 15.
15. Oh, man.
Probably closer to 18, yeah.
Oh, my God.
A real long time.
Well, what's up, guys? There it is. There's the Foreplay. Chris Craft 312 Stinger.
I got a board right here.
So what's our standard procedure here?
Well, if you can get the...
I'll get the cover off.
Well, we get the cover off, but if you can get the drives to go up, we can go forward with it. If not, you're still going to have to get them up a little bit, and we can go backwards to that raft.
Okay. You think the batteries that are in there, if we hook them up, have a little power?
They should, because he replaced them.
Okay.
No, those batteries... I brought those down to test it. Huh? I brought those down to test it. Oh.
We can go out backwards. That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, the tide's coming in, so we shouldn't have an issue there.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, we're probably drawing 3 feet, 2.5 feet.
Yeah, I mean, we might scrape a little bit, just getting the nose around that.
Yeah, well, I'll pull the cover off, and then...
Did you say that?
This is our maneuver. Lower the lift. So yeah, I guess since the drives can't go up, we'll just go backwards with it.
So if you walk it back, then we'll have one bow line. We'll just pull it out a little bit.
You just want to swing around and go side tie.
Yeah, and then we'll set it
Yeah.
and get it all happy.
That works for me.
You got the plug in her?
Plug's in her. Works for me. That's one way to do it. I like it.
Yeah, when the motors went underwater, if you fried them.
Oh, in a high tide or something like that. Yeah. Oh man, she's chalky, but she'll get some love. See, yeah, we'll bring her back. Good wash. Got Connor's trusty blue boat back out here. The Pilot as our towboat again. This time much shorter distance, so we're just going straight across Lake Ogleton and over to a local boat ramp.
Is that bit on this side?
So while they're messing with the lift, here you go.
Yeah.
Twin fuel injected Horizon 454 big blocks. I think they're supposed to be like 380 horsepower a piece. I checked both the fluids and transmissions too. So these are TRS drives. So it's got Velvet Drive transmissions in between the engines, and then the stern drives out back. That's the lift settling as he slowly backs it down. Guys, a little bit of a sneak peek. Oh yeah. Alright, we're almost there. Back end's almost touching the water. Drives are under. Take a peek here real quick. No water's rushing in, so that's good.
Water is?
No, is not. Is not. So you want a starboard side tie?
Yeah.
All right.
Just because of the way that boat ramp is set up.
Yeah. We're still sitting on the lift. Well, I'll tell you what, if I get it running and driving again, I'll give you a ride.
Okay.
If you're up for it.
Oh, absolutely. I love being on the water.
Yeah. Well, Joe too, if he wants to go for a ride.
Yeah, definitely love to go for a ride again.
So.
I've been on it before. And this is my first time ever being on a boat like this was this boat. And I remember he took me out and he did the whole one engine forward, one engine back, and as long as it was just like a tank just turning.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh man, that's awesome.
Yep.
Because I've always only had single engine.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And
it's almost down in the back here. I think we got a little further to go.
On the back?
Yeah, we're still on the lift.
that Catalina that I got has a bow thruster on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So that makes it super easy.
I never used one, so I'll have to practice.
That's just a single straight shaft.
Yeah. Pretty sure they didn't come with a bow thruster in the 70s.
No, someone definitely put that in there.
Yeah.
For it to then all hook up. As you ease it back, you can just steer that bow corner out and
Yeah.
just pull it right around.
Okay, perfect. She floats. We're still floating. We still haven't hit any mud or anything like that, so.
You need the bow line?
No, we're gonna grab it from the stern.
Okay.
Ben, you wanna just toss me that?
Yeah.
Actually, I can walk myself back to it.
All right, well, I'm gonna hop on and shove straight out, okay?
Sounds good.
You want this one? Don't you want to switch sides?
No, for the time being, right, I'm just gonna tow you out by stern
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
And then we can make a transition. Can you just give me a little push off there?
Yep. I got you here. I just gotta watch the bow there, Connor.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you just drive that around.
Yeah. Be able to get up there. Ugh. Okay. Oh yeah?
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, she's drifting back enough.
By design.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you guys.
No problem.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated, Jeff.
That sounds great. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Joe, thank you.
Can you just give me a big push off there? Just a big push off.
I think we're good. All right, ready?
Good big old push.
Yeah, Joe, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Right, I'm just gonna drag around a little bit.
You're good. Take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
You're underpowered.
Just watch yourself on that bow piling deck.
Yep.
You have to spin off of it.
I'll probably just spin off the dock the way it's coming over. All right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you can just pivot, I'll pivot off that pole while he brings me around.
Yeah, I just didn't want to back it all the way in towards that bulkhead.
Yep.
We got you.
Yep, so go ahead and put tension on and then we'll just pivot around this pole.
Push it back and towards the rock.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome.
Well, was he hanging up in the back?
No, he just didn't want to chance it at all.
Oh, no, you good. As soon as you clear that pole, it's good.
Good to go? Okay.
Especially at high tide. Low tide, you'd had an issue.
All right.
High tide,
So you're gonna have to do a little push off there. This is all the turn I can grab.
That's all good. Yeah, once you're straight, you'll get a little bit of... You just take care of your boat.
Throttle is our friend here.
What's that?
Throttle's our
Yeah,
friend here.
throttle's our friend. Yeah, I got momentum forward now, Connor.
Yep.
All right, thanks, gents.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. We'll see you guys.
See you guys.
And we are clear. Sweet. This is familiar. On an old boat getting pulled by Connor. All right, you want to set up side tie?
Yep.
All right, we'll get these set up. right, boat's sitting at the ramp. Successfully towed it over. It was quick, so I didn't get the drone up. So sorry about that, guys, but the sun's starting to go down and we want to get this thing out of the water ASAP, so here we go. Whew, a little hot, a little toasty. I'll go as tight as I can up against the bulkhead. You all right? Yeah, I'm in the water here. Okay. Yeah. I think we're money. Oh yeah. That looks money. Oh, too far. There we go. All right. All right, give me a second. Try that.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're within the fender on this side. I can't see the other side.
Oh yeah, it's spot on, man. I'm gonna go slow.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, just holler if the drives is a catastrophe.
Go that way if you can.
Which way?
Go that way.
Drive that way?
Yeah, just a little bit. Hold. Drives are already hitting the ground.
Are they?
Yeah. All right, pull forward a little. Hold.
Oh, nice.
Let me know where you like it.
Try that.
All right, hold on. All right.
Figured you might want this.
Thanks, sir.
Pleasure.
Well, that'll do. Only a little bit of drive hittage. I mean, that one was definitely already broken off, so. I said that skeg is already definitely broken off.
No, you can just tell it was bumping.
Oh yeah. No, money. That's plenty of clearance for the drive home.
Yeah.
All right, dude, let me help you get out of here. I'll strap her up.
You all good?
I don't want to steal your evening, so.
I'll help you cover.
All right, let's get 2 straps on and call it a day. Just a small repair. This thing's super chalky.
Oh yeah.
I just loaded up. Time to take her home. Got a couple beefy straps on her. Pull the drain plug. I don't think there's going to be any water in it, but you know, who knows? Yes, there was. Yeah, those bellows on the drive could very well be bad. But let's get her home safely, and then we'll dissect what's going on back at the shop after a much needed cleaning. Okay, so many of you have already commented on the short that I posted, but this boat was listed on Facebook Marketplace for $1,000. I messaged the guy like 15-20 times, and he never got back to me. But finally I get a response back that says, hey, give me a call, and we set up a time. And I can't believe he reached back out to me, but he did. And due to my lack of discretion, my impulsities, my obsession with old, gross, nasty boats, I bought it. So here it is. It is a 30.5 foot long by 8 foot wide, really old, vintage speedboat. And the story behind this boat, there's a few things that are interesting. One, it sat on a lift for probably 20-25 years. The people in the lake that I pulled it off of, who have seen this boat many times, and I've actually have been staring at this boat for many years, and I've actually seen this boat a few times on the lift because I boat in the area where it was sitting. Have said this thing hasn't moved in forever. I mean, if we look at the sticker, the last time it was registered was 2017, but I mean, that's the end registration date, and these are normally good for 2 years. I bet this thing hasn't been on the water in at least 10 years. Now I do know the starboard engine fired up last year because there was a video proving it on the listing. However, that's another interesting part. So the engines themselves are not the original motors, and that's probably the biggest reason why I bought the boat in the first place. This boat has twin Mercruiser Horizon 380 horsepower fuel injected 454 big blocks, which is a little more horsepower than it had originally, but also the big thing is that they are newer motors. So these motors were installed in 1999, so 14 years after the boat was built, and they're fuel injected. So I'm fairly familiar with them. Very similar engines to what was on the 1992 Sea Ray 380 Sunsport that I used to own. One other thing that's unique about this boat is it doesn't have Bravo 1 stern drives. It has the old Mercruiser TRS stern drive. So what does that mean? Behind these engines, and I'll show you when we go inside and walk through the boat, is a Velvet Drive transmission. So we're very familiar with those, which literally goes straight into a shaft coupler that goes into the TRS stern drive. And these are literally just a straight shaft 90, straight shaft 90, and then a prop. There's no transmission inside the stern drive. The transmission is only in the boat. So that actually makes for pretty smooth shifting. This is the way they did it. This is like a true IO, inboard, outboard boat from back in the day. And these TRS drives, they're pretty big, and guys push a lot of horsepower through them. But anyway, they're pretty archaic. So we'll get to some stuff about the drives here in a little while, because the previous owner has said that some maintenance has been done to these. But if we just start off, we can just say, that's been there a while. So anyway, we'll get back to the drives in a little bit. We'll talk about the engines too, what has been said has gone into them, and then what the reality is. But what you see behind me is a very chalky, slim, edgy, old speedboat that is the definition of clapped out. You'll see the interior in a second as well. So Don't mind my extension cord. But yeah, check this out. It is chalky as all get out. However, me and my buddies were looking at this, and I think just based on the wet test, this thing's gonna come back really well. So stay tuned, because I believe we're gonna do a full buff, wash, wax detail to this thing to make it look absolutely mint. So first things first, I've got the truck on the hill right now. We got in here late last night after moving the boat. We did a quick move on the lake that it was located at. Huge shout out to Connor again for letting me use his Holby Pilot to move the boat to the boat ramp. Also, my buddy Luke lent me his trailer. So first things first, we got in late last night after moving the boat, but we had a bit of a casualty, and based on, you know, this hill that I have and the stern drives being down, I backed this thing right into the gravel. And no, that's not where I cracked this gear case. This gear case has been cracked and filling with rust and water and dirt and mud for many years, you can tell. And that's also not where the lowers were chipped. But that said, I think the lowers are both going to get replaced no matter what. I may even put new to me rebuilt TRS drives on this boat, depending on how the drives and housings all look. But there's no way I can get this thing down the hill unless I have those drives tilted up, and that's going to require me putting a couple batteries in the boat. So thankfully I've got a couple thousand CCA batteries out of the Sea Ray from back in the day. I may have to put these on the charger, but I'll throw those bad boys in there, and that should light up my electronics to get those drives tilted up. And then into my bay here. So I'll back it up all the way, leaving a little bit of space in the back so I can get behind it, and some space up forward so I can park up here. But the goal today is get rid of all the junk inside the boat, vacuum the whole thing out, do a good power wash and clean on it, so that way it can go inside and I can start tearing into it and not just getting absolutely disgusting while working on it. Because you guys might be surprised about this, but I cannot stand being on or using a gross, dirty old boat. So when it comes to stuff like this, I have to clean it first. I cannot touch the bilge inside or anything like that unless I just do a full deep dive, deep clean. So that's what we're gonna do first. All right, let's hop up inside the boat. I'll give you guys a quick walkthrough of the interior and then the engines. Not sure what this boat's gonna become yet. I bought it for $1,000, and my goal is to get it running and driving flawlessly with all the electronics working and hit 65 miles an hour. Now, the previous owner said he's seen 72 on this boat with different props. My goal is to get this back on the water and ripping at least 60. So we'll see if I can do that. Okay, let's hop up here the unconventional way. Ooh, all right. Whew, there we go. This thing is sharp and narrow. I am, you know, rule number one about old speedboats is you never walk down the middle, because these cabin tops are known to not be super structural. However, I walked up here a bunch yesterday, and it actually isn't too bad. Again, I would never stand on the glass or walk directly in the middle. There is some crazing up here and whatnot, but I think this will clean up pretty good with the power washer. Notice, nice thick 4-piece glass windshield, sharp and thin, and then a teak rub rail on top, which is super retro, but cool on itself. This thing sat for years with the cover on it. However, you'll see once I get in, and it looks like we already had some casualties. The upholstery is a little worse for wear. When I drove this home yesterday, I left the cover off because there was so much junk in here I wanted to fly away. And it looks like it did the job. So let me step in without hurting anything. And, ooh, okay. All right. Looks like we lost our, we're in. Actually, the wind did a pretty good job of cleaning this thing up. I'm surprised. It looks like this just fell out of its track on the drive over. I'll have to secure that in some way, somehow, but now is not the time. I guess this would be a good time to jump straight into the cabin. So, before we go through the rest of the cockpit, let me just show you what's going on down here without getting too far into it. So 110% 1985. A lot of mirrors. We got mirrors on the ceilings, mirrors on the walls, mirror up forward, got a mirror right there, and heck, there's even a mirror on the refrigerator. What's up, guys? So surprisingly enough, the floor is solid. The boat wasn't wet when I saw it a week ago. It's still pretty dry down here. Headliner is a little worse for wear. May or may not be falling. Center cabin support's definitely a little broke up, probably from being walked on for so many years. And I mean, our couch upholstery, yeah, is a little tore up. So I'm probably going to evacuate all of this stuff. I'd rather sit on this. Can't believe I'm gonna sit down here. Let's just have a nice little chat. So I would rather evacuate all of the things down here that are loose, not supposed to be on the boat, and just downright disgusting, and then see what we're dealing with. Part of me wants to break out that wall, just make this a straight shot through to the bed up forward. I'll leave all the cushions. I'll get rid of whatever this is. This looks like an insert for a toilet. That's definitely getting tossed. Life jackets, blankets, all that. Moldy paper towels will go bye-bye. Believe it or not, the fire extinguisher is still good. That's shocking. So yeah, down here, you know, I'm gonna clean it the best I can, but there is not gonna be a whole lot of work that goes on down here. Wow, look at that. They even have a drain in the floor. Shocking. Many of these boats would get water down here, and there was nowhere for it to drain. Hence, rotten floorboards. I've walked down on my speedboat before. Somebody left the door hatch open. We got a ton of rain. There was literally a foot of water just sitting in the floor coffin down here. So they're notorious for that. So I'm kind of shocked this one doesn't have that problem. But yeah, this is going to be a full gut. I will leave what's salvageable. I'm going to get rid of what looks bad and make this a nice, clean looking cabin environment. So I think after the day, just getting rid of most of the junk, it'll actually end up looking somewhat decent. I still wouldn't sit down here without any clothes on, but just saying. I'm sure many people have, which is actually a bit of a disturbing thought. Okay, let's get out of here and go back up, and I'll show you the cockpit. I mean, not terrible. I've seen worse. That's all right. So, the cockpit. Where do we begin? I mean, I guess let's start with these really cool old racing bolster seats. So when you're sitting in this thing, you are fully, oh, I can't believe I'm sitting in this thing. You're fully encapsulated by the bolster. So it locks you in. I mean, you're sitting low too. You're below windshield height. I mean, this is when you're absolutely gripping and ripping and hanging on for the ride. But I mean, even when you got your beer and you want to smoke a cigarette, look, this is the old Chris Craft logo too. That's so cool. But these bolsters are sweet. They are totally sun crazed and trashed on top. So I don't know if I'm gonna replace these. Probably not. I'm probably gonna leave them as is. But a cool feature too is that all these bolsters kick down. So I'll show you on the helm one, but if you want to stand and ride in the bolster, you can stand like so and grip and rip from standing above the windshield. But you can just see, I mean, all this stuff is super sun faded, hasn't been cleaned in years. But Chris Craft did some pretty cool things. They were known for like old luxury slow boats back in the day, except for their launch. This speedboat line really gave them a whole new status within the speedboat craze back in the day. So when you know, the formulas and the cigarettes and the Donzies were all ripping around, along came Chris Craft with this thing called the Stinger, and it did fairly well for them. This cockpit totally makes me think of aviation, with all the gauges, engine synchronizer, RPM gauges, speed gauges. Speedometer goes up to 80. Doesn't start registering until 20. That's pretty freaking cool. Most of these are actually in pretty good shape. And then look at this. Who knows if these hour meters are still ticking, but 210 and 342. This thing was barely ever used. And then I just love too, like the switching. Switching is very aviation-esque. So horn, bilge pump, lights, wipers, blowers, you name it. Got an old Chris Craft steering wheel. The bench seat back here is not terrible. It's dirty. It needs to be cleaned up. Those speakers need to go bye-bye. They're absolutely trashed. And then the back bolster, I mean, it is, I mean, all this is solid. Floor is solid too. Fuel tank's underneath the middle teak, I'm sure. But, I mean, all this is just gross and trashed. But again, I'll probably leave it because it's not worth me fixing it unless I really fall in love with this boat. I could probably have somebody recover this piece for a couple $100, but then the rest of it needs to be redone, and now we're talking thousands of dollars to do all the upholstery. So I don't think upholstery is going to be in the ticket on this renovation, unfortunately. But first steps is it's got to be running and driving to even think about doing the beautifying stuff. All right, so now we get into the business end of this boat. So twin Mercruiser Horizon inboards, V8 cross ram, multi-point injection, so they're the MPI engines. These are 380 horsepower, allegedly closed loop cooling, which is great, and apparently were installed in the boat in 1999. So belt drive, on engine water pump impeller, and I mean, the first thing you guys are gonna say is, wow, it is tight in here. And that is absolutely correct. There is pretty much no room to work. Our exhaust manifolds are literally 2 inches apart in the middle, and then on the outside, you know, you got 4 inches to the wall of the opening. So just, I mean, if these things need any sort of work, spark plugs, whatever it might be, it may be better off just to pull them out of the boat and work on them on a stand and then put them back in after they're refreshed. But the guy who sold me the boat said he did a bunch of work to them, had the transmission rebuilt when they were pulled out, or when these were put in '99. And outside of that, I mean, we could hook up a scanner and see what the true loads and hours are on these engines, which we may end up doing. In the spirit of getting this thing running and driving quickly, cleaning it up, and getting it back on the water, I'd like to see both the engines stay in the boat and get them running as is with some tune-ups. So maybe I can reach spark plugs on both sides, oil changes, you know, you name it. Probably do some new filters and whatnot. Who knows the last time those have been done. However, those do look fairly new. But here's what I know. This engine did start up and run like a year ago. I heard it in a video. And then when I pulled the oil, checked the coolant, checked my oil fills and rocker cover caps, looked inside, it actually looks really clean on this starboard engine. No rust or anything like that. So that's a plus. And then the oil smells good. Transmission oil looks good on both engines. But then we get to the port engine. So oil looks good, but when they tried to turn it over, it just clicked. So they could get the starter to engage, but they couldn't get the engine to actually turn over. These are really old batteries, so those are going to be the first thing I pull out of the boat, and I'll put my batteries in here to see if we can get anything to wake up. But when you pull the valve cover caps, there's actually rust on the rocker arms. So I'm not sure. This is a closed loop cooled engine. You know, the coolant still looks good. The oil isn't milky. So I'm not sure what's going on with this one. It could have just been that vapor water got into the valve covers and valve train while it was sitting for so long and got rusty. But if we take a peek under this cap here, if I can get it out, you know, let's look in here. That one might be a little rusty. I know if I look at that one, I definitely saw some bigger rust granules sitting on one of the rockers. But I mean, it's not the dirtiest engine. It's not the dirtiest bilge. There are Velvet Drive transmissions with easy access to our starters. Our steering's really stiff right now. I'm hoping that's just because it's power steering and you have to have it on for it to work. We even have Cama Racing trim tabs on this thing. So there's our Camaplang oil. That one looks pretty empty. Or maybe that's our drive oil. Oh, I bet that's our drive oil, guys. I don't know, we'll have to check and see. But I know that one's empty because of the cracked gear case underneath. Yeah, maybe that over there is our Camaplang reservoir. Yeah, I think that is actually. So that's our drive oil reservoir down there. So if I can get you a better view, that one's empty, obviously, because that gear case is cracked. But I mean, maybe I can show you a little easier on this engine. We get our transmission oil, which looks good, smells good. Come on, buddy. There we go. And then, let's see, does this one have drive oil? Let's check. That one looks pretty empty too. We'll have to see. Like I said, both drives, just for my peace of mind, I'm probably going to pull them off and rebuild them. No point in chancing it, because you know what happens when drives decide that they want to blow up while you're going 40, 50 miles an hour. It's never good. But one thing that is unique about the TRS drives is that they have transmissions that are inside the boat. So these things shift smooth, just like a ski boat or a big straight shaft or V-drive boat. So I'm looking forward to experiencing that. I've never actually experienced that on a boat before. But big old stringers in this thing. Looks like it used crossed biaxial mat when they laid up this boat. You know, I have no doubt there's some soft spots, but as far as I can tell, transom sounds good when you knock on it. Everything looks dry because it's sat on a lift forever. So, oh, there are my battery switches. That's good to know. Let's give it a good vacuum cleaning. Ugh. And then we'll power wash it off, get some batteries in it, get these drives up, and back it into the shop. I just can't wait to hear the sound that comes out of those dual sets of straight pipes. I mean, you can literally look up inside them and it goes straight to the back of the exhaust risers. Pretty sweet. Alright guys, I have made the executive decision to ditch the interior upholstery. That's going to go straight to the dump. I literally stepped on it and kneeled on a couple pieces and it just splits straight in half and starts dusting everywhere. So I'm sorry for future owner of this boat, but the upholstery is going bye-bye. You can have new upholstery made down the road, and trust me, you do not want that foam by any means. But with that taken out, check this out. I just finished my first vacuum, and honestly, not bad. The carpet underneath, the cushions is in decent shape. Way better, especially the up forward too. That's looking pretty good. Again, this little bulkhead, it's not a bulkhead, it's just a mid piece of wood. That's gonna go bye-bye, and I think we'll find a way to reinforce it with a couple metal bars. But it looks like crap like that. So does the ceiling, so that's gotta definitely be rectified. I'm gonna probably, I don't know, maybe pull this headliner. We'll see. But there's the interior. Quick vacuum and clean. I wouldn't call it clean, I would just call it vacuumed. I'm gonna pull this old portable head tray out, leave this old teak table that's in there, but this is definitely going bye-bye. No one needs to be using the bathroom on this thing. So, all right. For now, interior is complete. I'm gonna vacuum in the engine just a little bit. I've been grinding for a little bit. I got the old batteries out. I got my batteries in and hooked up, and then both the battery switches are on. Let's see. I'm disgusting. I need to take a shower. Oof. Let's see if we have some life. Oh yeah. I heard the fuel pumps kick over. Damn, let's see if we got some drive. Oh yeah. I need both of them running. Let's go look and see what we got going on. Ugh. Are we moving? Doesn't look like it. Let's run them for a little while. Let's see if we can get them to come up. All right. Trailer out. That's not doing anything. All right, I feel something happening. Oh, we got Juan. Only Juan is going. I need 2. Those are the camo planes, I think. This is our drives. Out is down. That's both. Oops. That sounded promising. Oh, all right. That's what that was. See, we got one of them all the way up, and that one doesn't even want to budge, and we torqued our bar, which was already torqued. Awesome. Let's go back down all the way, see if we can't get that one to trigger. I really need that port drive to go up. So that's both of them running right there. All right, let's try to go up. I hear both. It's just the one. I think the other one's gonna need a little assistance. All right, so that's good. But you are getting stuck, my friend. I mean, I have no doubt you are. You have been seized for many years. I tell you what, we can do this manually. It's not pretty, but we can put a wood block underneath it. I'll take 1 out of 2. It's 50%, right? Man, this thing is really on there. All I'm doing is removing the trim cylinders. And this bolt was pretty rusty. Ooh, okay, there we go. Whew. Well, just remember, when you cross thread a bolt, someone is going to have to take it off after you. There's one. Oh, come here. There we go. Alright, there's 2. Up out of the way. Now, look at that. A free drive. Get a wood block. Put in between there. Like I said, this isn't easy by yourself. Oh well. I think having them up that high will help us get down the hill. Let's give it a go. While I'm up here, check out this little relic I found inside. Oh yeah. That is a mermaid fender. Yeah, that's all the stuff going to the dump, plus several things over at the dumpster over there. Let's get this bad girl inside. I'll come and power wash another day. Whew. I'm spent. It is hot out, drenched in sweat. All right, let me show you guys something here real quick. Just so you know, I'm not joking about the engines being swapped. Typically, you don't get this luxury, but this guy saved everything, and I literally mean everything from when he put those engines in the boat. So, 1999, we've got the official original registration cards and warranty cards for both the engines. We have numbers matching or sequential serial numbers, 44 and 45. And then I'm gonna get to the booklet for the boat when it was new in a second. Personalized letter from John Winter to the owner about the engines, their torque, horsepower, thanking him for his purchase as well as his additional warranty. That's pretty wicked. The manual that came with them, he wrote down the transmission serial numbers, the engine serial numbers, what oil to use, what propellers are on the boat, and we've got the original manual for the engines as well. But check this out. This is his invoice from when he bought the engines back in 1998. We've got two Merc 454 Mag MPI Horizon engines, retail $12,335. He bought them for $91.50 a piece, paid $18,300, also bought power steering for them, and paid in full $20,000 back in 98. So, long time ago, that's 27 years ago, this gentleman purchased the Mag MPI engines for the Stinger with warranties and everything. So, I mean, it's legit. You know, it's been 27 years, so that doesn't say really anything about the condition that the engines are in. But it's just cool to see this kind of stuff. You never get paperwork like this anymore. But some guys choose to save it, and I am forever grateful because it tells a pretty cool story. And then this was the last thing I wanted to show you. The official brochure pamphlet for Chris Crass Sport Boats from 1985. And it's got the design, it's got all their little boats that they did. But if we scoot all the way to the end here, we get to the 312s. So they had a SL LTD version, which is what I have, which is that boat right there. And then they had the 312 competition version, which got racing motors and a different back seat. And it was lacking those elongated bow cabin windows. So let's see, 31.6 overall, 8 feet wide. We got 4,445 pounds for weight, no engines, 115 gallons of fuel, water tanks gone. And then I have the blue with gray, blue accent interior. And I now have twin fuel injected 380 horsepower Mercruisers, which weigh about the same. So let's see, let's just say it's 2,600 pounds plus 4,445 pounds. That is let's call it 8,000 pounds is what this boat weighs with engines. So it is a pretty hefty boat, I'd say, for the size, because of those drives and transmissions. Looks like the competition doesn't have a weight listed. Does have options for higher horsepower motors. So you could get up to a 460 horsepower motor in the competition versus the SLLDT. So anyway, just cool to see this stuff saved. There's what the cabin looked like back in its heyday. Mint. Looks like there's less mirrors in whatever boat they took a picture of here, but there's all that upholstery that I threw away. I'm not mad about it. So anyway, looks like they made some bigger boats too. A 390 with some more pretty intense interiors from back in the day. Believe it or not, they had some outboards you could throw on the back of some of these boats. And then here's the Performance Legends from back in the day. So we got a 312 SL Stinger. It's the same boat as what I have with a different hull, or different hull paint, I should say. There's that boat again. Oh, and then they've just got some weird stuff at the end. Looks like they got all the options too for the boats, but pretty cool to see. There's another one. 312, or that's a 260 Stinger, but Florida Marine and Boat Sales. Pretty sweet. All right, look at that, guys. Just from 5 minutes of power washing, the difference is immaculate. I mean, the color is coming right back out of the boat. Just look at the oxidation difference here. This is oxidized, this is clean. I mean, look at that. That's incredible. This thing's gonna clean up really nicely. I know it's gonna dry back out, but once all the dirt and oxidation's off, we should be able to buff and polish this thing back to nearly this finish back here. That's really exciting. Wow, that looks good. That's amazing. This thing's gonna look really good. Guys, this is incredible. I mean, just the rich, deep colors that came out of this thing. Oh, I missed a spot. I'll get back. I'll go back at that with the power washer, but check this side out. I mean, that was chalked up. And that is how much came back after just removing the chalkiness. So now I got some buddies who are gonna do some buffing and polishing on this thing. But let me show you this side. You can even see the glossiness from the water. I mean, that would look so good if we can get it back to that. And now let's go look at the other side. So there's that blue. You can start to see it. Boom. Look at that. It's just not even the same color. Who would have thought that that would come back to the deep, rich blue and gray that it was? So now I'll do this side here, and then hop on top of the boat, do the top, and then the inside real quick. Boom! This whole thing washed up really nicely. I mean, it's still an old boat, but at the very least, when it dries up, it won't be just absolutely disgusting to sit in and be on. Teak cleaned up nice. Check out the cabin top. That cleaned up really nicely. It was all black and sooty from mold, mildew, and jet soot. But I'll show you on the other side. I mean, I just sprayed it, but again, it dries out pretty quickly. So if we can add some conditioners to it, maybe even a wet sand, I think this will shine back up really nicely and look like a true classic go fast boat yet again. But that makes me feel so much better, getting all that gunk off of there. It's just, again, I can't stand messing with old nasty boats that are dirty and, you know, God knows what's sitting in them or on them. So I even was able to clean up the swim platform a little bit. Again, I'm not sure I'll keep this on the boat, but it's there for the time being. And then I just lightly sprayed out the engines. Nothing crazy. So yeah, I mean, ooh, maybe I need to, I missed this spot, I think. Yeah, I'll hit that real quick. But pretty cool, much better than it was before. But I think that's where we're gonna leave this one, guys. Tune in for the next video where I'm probably gonna be pulling some TRS stern drives off the boat, charge my batteries, and then starting to see if we can't get some engines to turn over. So as always, thank you guys for watching. This is Boat Restoration by Ben, and I will catch you in the next video. See ya.